Worldview. We all have one, whether we are aware of it or not. So what is it? It is the dominant beliefs that shape and influence our decisions. It is a set of theories about what exists, how and why things happen, and what it means. Our worldview serves as a foundation for our thoughts, decisions, and actions.
A Christian worldview is seeing the world through your belief in Jesus and His Word. If we look at Jesus' worldview, we will see that everything He did was shaped and molded by His beliefs, values, and morals. Through the Bible, we can see that He held a deeply biblical view of the world. Through the accounts of the four Gospels, we can see that
Jesus believed in God as creator of the world and humans.
Jesus viewed humans as uniquely valuable in God's sight, and that their ultimate fulfillment of life is found exclusively in a relationship with Him.
Jesus held that all people are sinful, lost, and in need of salvation.
Jesus believed in the existence of Satan and the demons and knew that their ultimate goal is to oppose God's work.
Jesus understood his mission was to fulfill the Old Testament, proclaim the good news, and bring salvation to humanity. C.S. Lewis says, "I believe in Christianity as I believe the sun has risen, not only because I see it, but because by it I see everything else."
Another way of describing a worldview is if you imagine that we all have different lenses that we see the world through. Michael Whitmer says, a worldview is a framework of fundamental concepts of beliefs about the world. In short, a worldview comprises a lens through which we see the world. These lenses are shaped and molded by our experiences, culture, religion, education, sexuality, and relationships. As we go through these stages of our lives, our worldview can and will change.
So why is our worldview important? It is important because it is the foundation and framework of who we are. Have you ever watched a house being built? You will notice that it has two main components, its foundation and its frame. These two components are needed for its stability, shape, and structure. The same is for our worldview. It needs foundational beliefs and framework of guiding fundamentals that provide our thinking with stability, shape, and structure. If we look within our class here at Avondale, we each have differing worldviews. We could all be studying the same degree, go to the same classes, have the same lecturers, and do the same assignments. However, our interpretation of all these experiences will be different. Our worldviews are the single greatest influence on the way we interpret our experiences and respond to those experiences. This interpretation is determined more than anything else by the worldviews of the people going through the experiences.
What is the effect of sharing your worldview with the students in the classroom, and what impact does it have in our lives? Teachers should not be expected to separate their worldview from their teaching. It serves as a moral compass and an integral part of their identity. Glanzer and Talbot believe that students may feel alienated and a loss of moral guidance and bearings if teachers were to distance themselves from their social identities, for example, gender, ethnicity, race, faith, etc. AKA, this is the worldview. Furthermore, James Davidson Hunter argues that attempts to separate teachers and students from their particular identities and cultures associated with them actually leads to the impoverishment and even death of character. It is the particular moral content of distinctive worldviews, Hunter argues, that gives them vitality, focus, and force in the lives of those who adhere to their worldviews. Kirsty Terry argues and agrees, teachers cannot separate their own moral character and the professional self from each other. In the classroom, the teacher's worldview is more commonly seen as indirect influence rather than direct influence. The indirect influence is shown through modeling or practicing particular moral virtues, such as justice, compassion, or honesty. Therefore, teachers' worldview may have a moral influence on their students' worldview. In Glancer and Talbot's study, students did not perceive their worldview being influenced by the curriculum, but by the teacher's actions.
So let's recap. 1. Our worldview is the foundation and fundamentals of who we are. 2. Our worldview can and will change through every experience. And 3. It is important as teachers to know our worldview because we will ultimately be influencing the worldview of students who will walk into our classroom.